They say some places break people forever. Maybe they were right, because the one who walked into that fire never came back. Grace walked out wearing my name. I built tomorrow with bricks that dissolved in rain, caught it forever while it crumbled just the same. I learned how to smile with an earthquake in my chest, looking successful while my soul forgot to rest. I gave my trust to hands that dropped it without sound, watched familiar faces slowly turn into the crowd. Every goodbye echoed longer than the last, like empty hallways teaching me I couldn't outrun the past. I searched for peace but silence couldn't even breathe, bought counterfeit hope that disappeared the moment I believed. Every road promised healing from afar, but every mile just introduced another scar. My prayers became unfinished sentences when my strength could barely whisper. When I thought heaven had closed the door, I discovered God had been standing in the silence all along. God found me in the ruins where the dust still knew my name. He never counted all my failures, He carried all my shame. He gathered shattered dream, my shaking hands let fall. The world pronounced my story over. God had it written, the ending it all. The mirror wasn't showing who I used to be, it showed a survivor learning how to finally breathe. The cracks I begged to hide for years became the windows where His light appeared. Mercy didn't erase every memory overnight, it simply taught my darkness not to fear the light. The chains didn't break because I fought Him alone, they rusted in the presence of a love stronger than stone. Now every scar speaks louder than my fear. Every wound reminds me why He's still here. The places I was certain hope had died became the very ground where faith came alive. I don't wear perfection, I wear proof. Proof that grace still searches for people who stop searching for themselves. The ashes stay, but God taught flowers how to grow through them. God found me in the ruins when nobody called my name. He spoke identity where I only carried shame. He turned every funeral into the birthplace of hope. The chapter I believed would bury me became the reason someone else might learn to cope. If you're standing where I once stood, don't measure your future by what's lying at your feet. Sometimes God begins building exactly where everything else fell apart. I spent years convincing everyone I was okay, until one night I couldn't lie anymore, not to the world, not to myself. Yeah, I learned to laugh with a chest full of fractures, built my whole life around polished reactions. Every I'm fine tasted harder to fake, while the truth kept pounding like a fist on the gate. I chased applause like it could fill the hole, trading quiet conviction for a borrowed role. The louder they love what I wanted them to see, the less I recognized the face looking back at me. I wore a confidence stitched from someone else's skin, smiled so wide they never saw the war within. But every mirror refused to play along, saying you can't sing freedom while living someone else's song. Then the silence grew louder than every cheer. No audience, no escape, just me standing face to face with the stranger I spent years becoming. That was the night I stopped pretending, when every I blamed the world for the weight on my soul, until I found my own hands gripping the rope. Healing wasn't waiting somewhere far away. It began the moment I stopped running from the day. My scars still speak, but they don't write my name. They remind me where I walk, not where I'll remain. Every shattered dream became another window, letting in light I never known. I found more courage inside, surrender than I ever found. Control in the storm, the battle wasn't against the voices around me. It was against the echo I've mistaken for my own. Strongest prison never had locked doors. It was the version of myself I kept feeding, because I thought it deserved more love than the truth. The chains didn't shatter, they quietly slipped away the moment I chose honesty over performance. That was the night I stopped pretending. When I finally let the darkness speak, it didn't disappear, but it could no longer tell me who to be. I walked away without the costume, without applause, without permission. And somewhere beneath every broken piece, the person I'd been searching for had been waiting all along. If you're exhausted from carrying a version of yourself that only survives when everyone is watching, maybe tonight isn't the night you break. Maybe it's the night you finally stop performing and start living. They thought the fire would erase me. They didn't know it was only burning away everything I was never meant to carry. I watched my world cave in without a single sign. My prayers dissolved into a sky that answered with silence. Every hand I trusted slowly slipped away. I learned the sharpest blades are hidden in familiar embrace. I questioned every promise I had built my life upon. Wondered if the light had finally forgotten where I'd gone. Silence echoed louder than the collapse inside my chest, leaving shattered dreams to argue with what little hope was left. I wore a smile like armor over lungs that couldn't breathe, while hope hung by a thread my heartbeat barely kept. But somewhere underneath the dust and all the pain, a whisper called my name before I could forget it.
When the flames climbed higher, when my strength gave way, I learned that faith is proven on the hardest day. My faith survived the fire, even when my heart was torn. The flames couldn't touch what heaven had already formed. The smoke stole my vision, but it couldn't steal my soul. I walked through the furnace and came back finally whole.
I stopped asking why the road was lined with pain, started asking what the ashes came to change. Every loss uncovered something I couldn't see. The fire wasn't into me, it was setting me free. These scars became reminders that mercy still breathes. Hope can bloom in broken ground where no one expects to see. The chains that wrote my history fell apart one link at a time. Now every step that once felt captive points me toward the light. I found peace where fear once ruled, strength I never knew was mine. The storm still came, the wind still screamed, but truth outlasted every lie. The fire tested me, it never owned me. The darkness surrounded me, it never became me. Pain rewrote my story, but it never rewrote the one who carried my face. Survived the fire, though my hands came out with scars. Every wound became a witness that grace can't reach this far. I lost what couldn't last, but found what couldn't burn. The ashes marked an ending, the Savior marked my return. If you're standing in the flames today, Don't mistake the fight for the finish. Sometimes the place that feels like it's breaking you is the very place where faith discovers it cannot burn. If I told you who almost destroyed me, you'd expect me to say a stranger, a hater, someone who wanted to watch me fall. But every morning, the first face I saw was already surrendering. I built a prison brick by brick with thoughts nobody heard. Turned every dream into a ghost before it found a word. Fear wore my fingerprints, doubt memorized my skin. I locked every open door before life could walk me in. I cursed the storm for years while hiding from the rain. Never saw my own hands tightening every chain. I laughed loud enough to fool the crowded room, then folded into silence when I faced my empty room. I measured my heartbeat with somebody else's clock. Forgot every giant once stood where I was stopped. The cage was never iron, it was everything I believed. I became the thief, stealing hope right out of me. No enemy knew me better than the voice beneath my skin. It memorized my failures and called them who I'd always been. My biggest enemy had my name. Every scar, every wound, I carried the blame. I was the wildfire, I was the pouring rain, building my own prison, then begging heaven to break the chain. Still I kept breathing when quitting whispered louder than faith. The one who almost buried my future had my name. I chased perfection till my soul forgot to breathe, mistaken flawless for the only way to be. Every mistake became another guilty plea, until broken places started teaching honesty. So I stopped asking, why did this happen to me? And started asking, what is this pain trying to free? Healing arrived quietly, not like thunder, more like sunrise. Slipping underneath the locked door, the mirror never changed, the eyes behind it finally did. Truth walked in, the lies packed up and left. The battle never vanished, I just stopped feeding it pieces of my identity. Maybe life was never asking me to defeat the world. Maybe it was asking me to stop believing every accusation I repeated to myself. The day I forgave the person in the mirror, the wall finally lost its favorite soldier. My biggest enemy had my name, but it doesn't anymore. Now every scar has a purpose, every closed door taught endurance. Every broken chapter became proof the story wasn't over. I'm still imperfect, still growing, still healing, but I'm finally standing on my own side. The mirror no longer introduces me to failure, it introduces me to someone who survived everything that tried to convince him he never would. And when I say my name now, it sounds like the hardest battle you'll ever win will leave no trophies, no audience, no applause, only peace. Because sometimes the person standing between you and the life you were created to live is the person standing in your own shoes. The loudest cries were the ones I never said out loud. Everyone saw me breathing, nobody noticed I was fighting for air. Yeah, I learned to smile like it was stitched into my skin, while every quiet night became a war I couldn't win. I hid a hurricane behind a calm hello, so nobody would ask how deep the darkness chose to grow. Every "I'm okay" became another brick of stone, until I built a prison I convinced myself was home. You stood beside me close enough to hear my heartbeat, but never heard the sound of hope collapsing underneath. Every conversation floated safely on the surface, while my soul filled empty pages no one ever noticed. The room was full but loneliness still knew my name. You don't have to vanish before the world forgets your face. I wasn't asking someone else to carry all my pain. I only needed one voice to whisper, tell me everything. You watch me drown in silence while calling me strong. I smiled through every wave as the current pulled me on. My tears never learned to scream. They fell where no one could see. The deepest wounds aren't always bleeding. Sometimes they beg you to be believed. I stopped expecting rescue from a crowded room, because promises sound beautiful until they disappear too soon. The people who knew my laughter by heart never stay long enough to watch my world fall apart. Then I finally spoke the truth I buried underground, and heard hope answer back with the softest sound. Healing wasn't waiting for tomorrow to arrive. It began the moment I stopped pretending I was fine. The scars still live beneath my skin, but they don't get to tell me who I've always been. What almost buried me became the ground I stand upon, because even broken hearts can learn to carry on. Silence can echo louder than screaming. Invisible doesn't mean unseen forever. Sometimes the strongest souls are simply the ones who keep choosing tomorrow. After surviving today, you watch me drown in silence, but I learned how to breathe below the storm. The pain became my teacher, and the truth became my home. I climbed out carrying scars, not shame. The night that almost ended me became the morning that rebuilt my name. If you're silently drowning, please don't mistake your silence for your worth. Someone needs the story you're still afraid to tell. The moment you stop pretending could become the moment your healing finally begins. They say some places break people forever. Maybe they were right, because the one who walked into that fire never came back. Grace walked out wearing my name. I built tomorrow with bricks that dissolved in rain, caught it forever while it crumbled just the same. I learned how to smile with an earthquake in my chest, looking successful while my soul forgot to rest. I gave my trust to hands that dropped it without sound, watched familiar faces slowly turn into the crowd. Every goodbye echoed longer than the last, like empty hallways teaching me I couldn't outrun the past. I searched for peace but silence couldn't even breathe, bought counterfeit hope that disappeared the moment I believed. Every road promised healing from afar, but every mile just introduced another scar. My prayers became unfinished sentences when my strength could barely whisper. When I thought heaven had closed the door, I discovered God had been standing in the silence all along. God found me wasn't showing who I used to be. It showed a survivor learning how to finally breathe. The cracks I begged to hide for years became the windows where his light appeared. Mercy didn't erase every memory overnight. It simply taught my darkness not to fear the light. The chains didn't break because I fought them alone. They rusted in the presence of a love stronger than stone. Now every scar speaks louder than my fear. Every wound reminds me why he's still here. The places I was certain hope had died became the very ground where faith came alive. I don't wear perfection, I wear proof. Proof that grace still searches for people who stop searching for themselves. The ashes stay, but God taught flowers how to grow through them. God found me in the ruins when nobody called my name. He spoke identity where I only carried shame. He turned every funeral into the birthplace of hope. The chapter I believed would bury me became the reason someone else might learn to cope. If you're standing where I once stood, don't measure your future by what's lying at your feet. Sometimes God begins building exactly where everything else fell apart. Sometimes the hardest thing you'll ever do is tell the truth. Not because it hurts, but because people only love the version of you that never challenges their lies. I swallow words like broken glass just to keep the room at peace. Every forced smile fed the chains that never let me leave. I wore the script they handed me until my voice went numb. Forgot the sound of who I was trying to be, what they become. Every I'm okay became another brick I laid, building up a prison where my confidence decayed. I carried everybody's burdens till my back began to bend. And they called me selfish when I chose myself instead. Funny how applause turns into whispers overnight. The moment truth flips on the light, they spent years trying to hide. I never came to start a war, I only stopped pretending. But every false foundation starts collapsing in the ending. They said I regret it, maybe they're right, but I'd rather lose everyone than lose myself every night. The truth cost me everyone I love, but it gave me someone I could finally trust. I lost the crowd, found my voice, lost fake peace, made a real choice. If standing alone is the price I pay, then loneliness is cheaper than living that way. They closed every door thinking I'd fall apart, but God built a future from the pieces of my heart. I stopped apologizing for wounds I didn't make. Stop carrying blame that wasn't mine to take. Some people don't hate honesty, they hate losing control. So they paint you as the villain when you reclaim your soul. My phone stopped lighting up, the birthdays came and went. That's when I learned attention isn't love, it's often rented. Empty chairs around my table finally told the truth. Loyalty is proven when you got nothing left to lose. Pain became my teacher, faith became my guide. Every tear watered places where hope refused to die. I found strength in the nights nobody came to save me, because that's where I learned God never stopped seeing me. If I have to stand alone, then let me stand with purpose. If I have to lose the world, don't let me lose what's worth it. Crowds will crown a comfortable life for just another day, but truth keeps echoing long after all the cheers fade away. I'd rather be rejected for who I am and celebrated for someone I'll never be. then every goodbye was the price of becoming me. If the truth makes people leave, let them go. The right ones won't fear your honesty, and the one who knows your heart never left. His voice was there in every silence, his hand was there through every fall. I thought I had lost everything, until I found the only truth that never leaves at all. Pain never needed an introduction. It memorized my footsteps before I knew my own. Before I learned how to trust, I learned how to survive. I grew up translating silence like a second language, counting broken promises instead of birthdays. Every scar became a map of roads I never chose, but none of them decided where my future goes. I memorized the sound of doors that never opened, watched hope disappear before the words were spoken. Built a fortress out of sleepless nights and pride, calling it strength while slowly dying inside. Nobody noticed all the wars beneath my skin, they only saw the smile I learned to wear for them. I carried mountains like they weighed no more than air, till my soul finally admitted it was never meant to bear. Pain taught lessons no classroom could explain. It stole my childhood, but it never earned my name. I learned pain speaks fluently, it knows my every fear. It whispers you'll be forgotten, till the darkness sounds sincere. But hope refused to lose its voice, even when mine was gone. Pain may know my history, it never writes my final song. I stopped asking why the lightning chose my sky, started searching for the fire it left behind. Every heartbreak carved away another mask, leaving someone real beneath the shattered glass. The people who walked away created empty rooms, healing filled them slowly like the morning chases gloom. I found that peace is never born where comfort grows, it blooms inside the places only broken people know. Now every scar became a witness, not a chain. Every tear watered seas that push through pain. The flames reveal what fear could never steal, a heart that bends with grace but refuses not to heal. Pain can build a prison, or it can become the doorway to the person you were always meant to be. The choice begins the moment yesterday loses permission to control tomorrow. I learned pain speaks fluently, but so does grace. One reminds me where I stumbled, the other lifts my face. I won't erase the battles or pretend they never came. Every wound became a witness the day I stopped calling hurt my name. If pain has been speaking into your life, listen carefully. Its voice may be loud, its echoes may be familiar, but it was never meant to become your identity.